Good morning, friends. On this auspicious day of 2nd October 2020, which is the birthday of the father of nation, Sri Mahatma Gandhi, and also our late Prime Minister, Sri Lal Bahadur Shastri. And we may be remembering the sayings of Mahatma Gandhi regarding the true independence. He said that whenever a woman can move in the streets in the dead of night freely, that is the real independence. And he said, my life is my message. That's all. Of course, what is happening today in India, particularly in Uttar Pradesh, is alarming. After Nirbhaya's incident, Unnao rape case, it has reached the highlights, and Kathua rape case, and now Hathras rape case. It has become very sensational, and we'll discuss that case only up to the legal points. We are not going to the political side. Political side, there are so many comments. Of course, during the very recently judgment of Ayodhya, the CM of UP, he stated that Ram Raj, that is the kingdom of Rama, has come to Uttar Pradesh. But people are now commenting it is not Ram Raj, it is Ravan Raj. Even Ravan Raj, not Ravan Raj, because Ravana has kidnapped Sita and kept her. But now it has become Jenkil Raj. Right, so many comments are there, let us not go into them. But the incident of the gang rape and murder of a girl of 19 years age in belonging to Bula Garhi they call, village of Hathras district in Uttar Pradesh, it has created a sensation. You may be knowing, on September 14th of this month, she is a Dalit, now I have to tell the caste because it is by Thakurs. So already you may be knowing, in Bihar and Uttar Pradesh, the Thakurs are the dominant community. Right, that woman went to collect the fodder for the cattle, and she was abducted from that place by 4 Thakur people, and they have gang raped her. Actually, they have killed her. Before killing, they have actually gang raped and left her, but they have mutilated her tongue for fear that she will inform the names of the accused persons. And also, due to the strangulation, her cervical bone was also fractured, and with that condition, she suffered a lot. She was admitted in Jain Medical College, Aligarh. Her condition has become precarious. She was there in the hospital up to 28th or so, and immediately on 28th, she was shifted to Safdarjung Hospital, New Delhi, where she could not succumb. During the treatment, she succumbed to the injuries on 29/9. But immediately after that, this village, Bula Garhi, is about 120 kilometers from Delhi. Overnight itself, the police brought the dead body, and they have cremated the same. They have cremated, engulfed or cremated the same in the early hours, around between 2 and 2:30 a.m. much against the wishes of the family. Please remember, the family, normally the tradition or the custom of the family is that they will not cremate the body between sunset and sunrise. Only during the daytime only they will do it. That too, they have to perform certain rituals. Suppose if in our family, if somebody dies, what we will do? We will bathe, we will we will give a holy bath to the body, we will change the dress, we will keep it on the body, and we will take him to the burial ground. Whether we bury the same or cremate the same, like that, the things will happen. So the rituals will be there, the religious ceremonies will be there. That also not allowed. Straight away the body was brought to the burial ground, it was cremated. So this news spread has become viral, and people say whether the police, how the police have gone to such an extent, because Article 21 of the Constitution of India says that right to decent burial, right to fairness and treatment to the dead body is also a fundamental right. It is also a human right. That's why time and again I will be telling you that whenever the police officer sees a dead body, he will remove the cap and salute the same. So that is the treatment, fair treatment we have given to a dead body, which was not done. So on seeing the alarming press reports, the Honorable Lucknow, Allahabad High Court bench at Lucknow, they took sumo cognizance of the matter, and of course the Honorable Court Suppose if it is, and because they wanted to know, of course, the Honorable Court only, it gives notices to the Chief Secretary, Additional Chief Secretary, DGP, SP, Collector, and take a report from them and verify whether the human rights of the dead body were violated or not. If violated, it will become a very serious issue, right? So the High Court said that incidents which took place after the death, please remember, gang rape and the allegations are different. After the death of the victim, definitely up to the cremation of her body, it shocked the conscience of the court. See, the judges, two judges, Ranjan Roy and Jaspreet Singh, both of them, it has actually tilted their heart. So it created what they say is to her injuries. The serious note of the reports indicated, okay, anyway, mutilated second so and so. The history said that the incidents which took place after so and so shocked their conscience. This is what I want to explain you. The court has also taken serious note of the reports indicating that the deceased, the dead body, was forcibly cremated without consent of the family. Of course, some of the police officers, they say that it was done with their consent. Of course, the court has to verify whether it was done like that or not. So now the Honorable Court says it is a matter of immense public importance and public interest, as it involves allegation of high-handedness on the behalf of the state. Because how can they say, normally if a dead body is there, they have to hand over. Even in inquest column, inquest report, there are 26 columns. In that 26 columns, there is one column, actually on the 26th column is that one only, to whom the body was handed over, at what time it was handed over. Of course, we say that it is handed over to the doctor for post-mortem examination. Anyway, the point is there. It is the duty of the court. That's why even in accident cases, even in people who are not traced, the body will kept in the mortuary for a couple of days and they will make inquiries. Handing over the dead body to the relatives is the utmost job, important job of the police, but definitely they have violated the same. That's why it is gross violation of human rights and fundamental freedoms and all. So human rights, that means rights of the dead body as well rights of the relatives. Here I want to tell you, Article 21 and Article 25, both our articles have been violated if it is true. Article 21 says right to life and liberty. So right to life means right to die also. So therefore in Article 21, the decent burial, respect to the dead body, all these are rights of the deceased person. Already I told you in the previous videos also. Like Article 25, there's right to profess any religion. Here they were not allowed to perform the religious consequences to that dead body. Normally religious ceremonies will be there. So it is violation of Article 21 and also 25. Right? So now it is not established, it is alleged that the victim was treated with extreme brutality by the perpetrator of the crime. There is one part. Already they have abducted her, they have gang raped her, they have killed her, and they have murdered her. That's all. Right? Is it even they have mutilated her tongue? How bad it is. That's one part. But the action by the police, the happenings after the death, they amount to perpetuating the misery of her family. Already they are bereaved of their daughter, with the death of their daughter. Now these people added fuel to the fire, or we can call it as rubbing salt to the wounds. So they have rubbed salt to the wounds and now it become a sensational and sensitive issue. Right? So this is the problem. Now definitely the Honorable Court, it has come to the Honorable Court notice and definitely they will take action. Right? So there are how this because some media people, Dhanesh or somebody, I am not able to recollect his name, he has videographed the cremation of the body and the police people standing by the side of the so-called burial ground near the dead body and no civilians were there. I don't know how the police will substantiate, but some police officers say that so it was done with the consent of the family members. That's why the Honorable High Court is of some doubt whether it likes to know whether the economic and social status of the deceased people was taken advantage of by the staff. That means the government has declared the ex gratia of 25 lakhs, one job, and also it has established the SIT as a special investigation team also in that. So if you show money because of their poverty, they might have been lured also. So whether that angle is also there. So Honorable High Court wants to know that also, right? Now they have cited certain cases also regarding the decent dead body, rights of the dead body, we can say. It very famous case is Paramanand Katara versus Union of India, 1995. Yes, in this case. Actually, this is usual for the retired employees. So, right to decent living. After death also, they should be respected. In that case, it has told. And second case is Ramjit Singh alias Mujib Bhai. Ramjit Singh alias Mujib Bhai versus State of Uttar Pradesh, 2009. So, it is the settled law that the dead body has a right to be treated with fairness and dignity. Right? So, if the allegations of taking away the body, we had not handing over to the parents and burial, cremation the dead of night, definitely it is a gross violation of human rights, gross violation of fundamental rights under Articles 21 and 25 of the Constitution of India. Why Article 25 is? Because media says the family was prevented from performing the final rites, right, like holy bath and other things, and by the police before her cremation. Anyway, all these things, they are very serious issues. The death is on one part. So now, today it has come in the press that additional DG, Law and Order, Mr. Prashant, I believe his name, Prashant Kumar, he says that the forensic report confirmed that the victim was not raped. How he can tell like this? I don't know. Because the incident took place on 14th. Right, she was in the hospital on 22nd of this month. She alleged the rape. First, she did not tell, she alleged the rape. That too, that was recorded. It was videographed. Even I heard it. Rape, count किया दोनों. वो और दोनों क्या है हमें नहीं मालूम. She was telling that I think two people have committed. She has identified. Others she could not sense because already she was in that state. So the allegation was on 22nd. Right, then these people collected the swab and sent to the forensic expert. Then after 5 days, not 14th and 22nd, maybe after 1 week, even though you send the swab, can you expect the spermatozoa present in the private parts? Is it possible? Definitely the negative report will come. Even as a retired police officer, I can say that the sperm will disappear if the woman passes, if the victim woman passes urine. If the victim woman takes bath, if the, yes, I am sure, if the woman takes bath also, and if the woman, even she changes clothes also, there is a possibility of elimination of the so-called evidence. So in that case, how can you say that rape is not committed? No doubt, she has given the report of murder or attempt to murder like that only, but she has reconciled. She was in a stage of confusion. So she was attacked, so even her tongue was mutilated. How can she speak out all the facts? Slowly she is able to tell that, right, last point I want to tell you, is there any guarantee that spermatozoa should be found on the private parts on the thighs of the victim in case of rape? Not necessary. Mere penetration is sufficient. Is it? I have seen hundreds of cases. And being in the cadre of additional DGP, how can he say like that? Right? Then now they are telling that when we contacted the forensic report, they said they have collected the swabs, they have collected the viscera, it is sent, and after that only they are. But please remember the forensic report, the post-mortem report, it also says, so death is due to the fracture of cervical bone, and due to the trauma with sepsis and cardiopulmonary shock or pulmonary due to heart attack, she died. Right? This is the cause. But anyway, the symptoms of rape not found, all these things, as a seasoned police officer, he should not have listed. He should have said, we have received the PM. And it does not show any symptoms of the presence of so many things. But anyway, matter is admission. That should have been sufficient. But in order to simply please the political bosses, I don't know how these people and the cadre of that additional DG, they are becoming themselves subjects of controversy. Now what people are telling, the police, they are only happy in giving security to the politicians, and they are not bothered about the security of the common man. Second, they have now commented on the Prime Minister also. Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, something is there. Now it has changed to Beti Jalao. Beti Jalao. Right? Okay? Anyway, all these things are there. So it's a very bad case. Let us know. Let us see what will happen. Thank you.